Welcome back, everybody. It's Jeff again with J&K Stay in Vegas with another episode of Movie Mondays. This time, we're exploring 89117 zip code on the west side of Las Vegas in the Summerlin area. And if you've been keeping up with our zip code series here on our Movie Mondays, you'll notice that we're going to be crossing and paralleling a lot of the same streets that we have in previous videos. So if you haven't watched those videos, we invite you after this to go and check that out and check out the whole playlist. Right here, we just turned on to Wallapai. That's that weird, funny name. Starts with an H, but it's pronounced Wallapai. It's a very nice area. Most of the homes off to our right were built in the late 80s, early 90s to mid 90s. So these homes are already 30 years old. It's about the one and only zip code that is very defined by like an exact rectangle. So on the southern end, it's surrounded by Spring Mountain, and on the west is Wallapai, which we are on right now. And we'll be coming up to Charleston. If you remember, Charleston is where, if we went over to the left, you've got Costco and all that, but I'll tell you about that as we get up in that area. It's pretty close to this zip code. Homes in this area range all the way from $400,000 below median price, all the way up $1 million plus. And later in the video, I'm going to show you an area in this zip code that you would never believe is Las Vegas. I kid you not. Really, really cool. When we first moved out here, I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And we're going to go take a look at that. Again, if you followed our live streams and all our like Walk with Jeffs, you'll know that a lot of the streets go all the way down to the strip. So as we're coming up here to Sahara, yes, it does eventually go right to the Sahara Hotel. And if you take it to the left, if we were going to the left into that other zip code, which we'll get to later, that would take you over to like downtown Summerlin. We've done a Walk with Jeff over there as well. So that's just to give you a layout of the land of kind of where we're going. The area over here to our right coming up is the west boundary of what they call Pecole Ranch. Really nice parks in here. Just a really quiet community, but yet you're next to a whole bunch of, restaurants and everything else within 5 minutes of everything. So if we take this street here, home stretch to the right, that would take us into Pecole Ranch. And I'll be showing you some of the homes in there as well. Faith Lutheran Middle School is off to our left. Very popular school. You've been following all of our videos, you'll know that we're just down the street here from Costco, Red Rock Casino. If you want to know where that is, you can check out the different series of Movie Mondays and our Walk with Jeffs, where we go into more detail in that area. That zip code will be covered in its entirety in a future episode. So stay tuned for that, and turn on your bell notifications, as we like to say, and we'll alert you to that new video. All right, as we make a right-hand turn on here, a very popular shopping center. This is Smith's over here. PetSmart, you got US Bank, you got a Home Depot that we'll be coming up to here, and very popular area. Off to our left is a very, very expensive neighborhood. It is called Queensridge, and a lot of famous people live there. A lot of famous people live around the valley, but there's some really big homes there. Very secure, guard-gated community. But what we're going to do is we're going to continue down Charleston, and you'll be noticing some familiar areas as well. Right here is a street called Apple, and the only reason I'm pointing it out is because that will take us more into that whole Pecole Ranch that I'll show you in a few. Coming up here is Fort Apache. Again, showed you that in a previous zip code video. Fort Apache goes all the way down to our other zip code, 89178, that we showed you on the last video, where Mountain's Edge is. Durango Casino is in that area. Durango is not technically in 89178 zip code, but it's right next to it. So Fort Apache, again, goes pretty far north and south. Now, when it goes right here to the left, and you may be able to see it in frame, Rampart is the street that goes to the left. Fort Apache technically ends right here. But oddly enough, it picks back up in the north part of Vegas as North Fort Apache, as well as some other streets like North Durango, North Decatur. But for this purpose of this zip code video, Rampart goes down there, which, as you can guess, Rampart Casino is there, Suncoast is there, JW Marriott is there, and if you watched our Walk with Jeff, Tivoli Village, that really, really nice outdoor shopping and eating area, really, really cool. Over here on our left as we drive down Charleston now is a huge shopping center called Boca Park, which has a Target there, lots of stuff here on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, Dick's Sporting Goods, a lot of different like Bonefish Grill, Fleming's Steakhouse is there, so a lot of different options. Charleston is a very major street, and again, if you took Charleston all the way down as we're going in this direction, if we kept going and kept going, we're going to hit Las Vegas Boulevard, and from there you could go right into the left to the Arts District, or if you made a right from there, again you would hit Sahara and the rest of the Las Vegas Strip. And of course, right down in that area by Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard is the Strat as well. Crossing over Durango here, Popcorn Girl is off to the left. That was one of our first vlogs that Christina and I did. Really, really fun. They do delivery. They do a whole bunch of cool different popcorns, and even have like different football helmets for, you know, all your football fans out there. Check out Popcorn Girl if you are in town. And if you follow any of the Vegas content creators that do a lot of the food reviews, there's a lot of good hole-in-the-wall food places off of Charleston, off Sahara, frankly all over the valley. But you might have seen some of those on social media, and that's where some of these are. If you click on the map and you're like, oh, where is that? Cimarron here, that is a street that takes you quite a bit north and south, but that's that one street, if you watched our other zip code video, where it literally just ends and has, say, dirt right in between, and they haven't finished the road. And if you want to know why they do that, go check out that video. Anyway, as you can see, our state flower, known as the orange construction cone, is up here. The merging of lanes, we love it. We love the merging of lanes here. It is so much fun, especially when we have 3 lanes here that go into one. I am being extremely sarcastic. As soon as we get through this, I will be right back with you. All right, folks, we're finally through that wonderful construction as we cross over Buffalo here. Again, should be very familiar roads if you've been keeping up with our Movie Mondays. Again, it's pretty easy to get around once you start getting used to all the different street names. Coming down here is going to be another one of those familiar street names. It is called Rainbow, and it'll be coming up here in another block or so, but I'm going to point out a few other things before we get there. So you got a lot of like independent restaurants over here. This Hush Puppy restaurant, every time I drive by, nobody's in here, and I don't believe they're still open, but I've heard rumors that they are open, but the parking lot right now is empty. So here we come to the northeast corner. This is Rainbow Boulevard. Again, this is one of the very few that goes all the way north and south. There's a lot of our streets, of course, that do go east and west all the way through town, like I've told you before. But Rainbow is the only one that officially goes all the way from the southern end of the Las Vegas Valley, which I showed you in 89178. It goes all the way to the north into Centennial Hills and North Las Vegas. If you look on this road, you can see we've got 3 large lanes on one side and 3 large lanes on the other. So again, very, very busy road. It's almost a freeway in itself so that people can cut through town and not have to go on the 215 Beltway all around town. or the 15, which, as you probably know, goes all right next to the Las Vegas Strip and can get very, very busy. Over here on the left-hand side, we've got a Harley Davidson, and just around the corner, even though we're not going to see it in this video, is a club that was owned by, I think his last name is Coker, Danny, Counting Cars. If you ever saw that show on the History Channel, his nightclub called Vamped is over here. Been here 16 years. Unfortunately, they have put it up for sale. Kind of sucks. They would have hard rock music, like bands from way back when, and a whole bunch of stuff. Actually had really good food and just a cool vibe in there. Really good sound system. And if you're familiar with Christina and I, we like a lot of different music, so it was really fun to see some of those bands and experience that, to go to something that's not on the Las Vegas Strip. Coming up here, everybody, is Desert Inn. Again, that goes down to the Strip where Desert Inn used to be, and now is where Wynn and Encore is. Fun fact about Desert Inn, if you take that down towards the Las Vegas Strip, it is the only one that actually passes underneath the Las Vegas Strip, making it very convenient as a shortcut to get around. And when you pass some of the last remaining streets before it goes underneath the Strip, that area right there is like 50, 55 miles an hour. It's a big underground tunnel and really easy and convenient to get around the Strip. Shortcut. So if you're ever in town, highly recommend. So over here, we're at now this would be the southeast corner of our little rectangle of 89147. We're back at Spring Mountain Road. If we were to take Spring Mountain Road to our left and go behind us, that would take you to Chinatown and all those amazing, amazing restaurants. So to get an idea. Off to our left, again, this is what you saw in a previous zip code. If you didn't see it, go check it out. It's a Walmart over here and a Sam's Club as well. And again, do my shameless plug. If you're ever gonna buy something here in Vegas and or sell, a lot of our subscribers have taken advantage of my thoroughness when it comes to real estate. So you're just kind of questioning what, maybe you got some options or whatever, send me an email below. That email is actually jkstayinvegas@gmail.com. Working on, as we speak, I had a website and now I'm like really taking it to the next level. So you'll be able to go to jksellvegas.com, be able to go through a whole bunch of listings, see reviews that people have left for me, whole bunch of useful information. So that's coming up as well. This is Desert Breeze Park. They have a couple of huge dog parks over here, fenced in. They have different sides for, actually the dog park is off to my right, like the baseball fields are over to the left. So dog parks, they've got the small dog park for the little guys and the bigger ones, so they're separated and everything. Of course, so sometimes our little dogs act like they're big dogs and vice versa. Big dogs act like they're just little bear babies, so to speak, right? We're crossing over Durango here. On our other video, we turn left here to go down to that other zip code. And we're gonna continue back, make a complete loop before I take you in to some of these other neighborhoods like Pecole Ranch and the lakes, not Lake Las Vegas, the lakes. And so you can kind of see what that area looks like as well. All right, everybody, so this is where we're coming up to where we started. Don't worry, the video's not done yet. This is Hualapai. See how it's spelled? Hualapai, Hualapai. And this is Hualapai and Spring Mountain. Straight ahead, those homes over there were built in about the mid-2000s, somewhere in there. Some early 2000s. A lot nicer homes. Well, I shouldn't say nicer homes, but more newer amenities that would probably not be in the homes that we just passed. But a lot of people have remodeled their homes, so every home is different, right? I've seen some ones in really nice neighborhoods that I'm like, really? You're like, yeah, may want to remodel. So anyway, we're coming right back here up on Desert Inn. I'm going to take you now to Pecole Ranch, which I talked about at the beginning of the video, show you some of the streets and what kind of homes look like in there. And then after that, I'll take you through the lakes. And so you can see what the lakes looks like here in Las Vegas. All right, everybody, so we're gonna make a right-hand turn here on Sahara, so I can kind of show you that Pecole Ranch area. Some of the other restaurants and stores over here. We've got Cane's, you might have heard about them, Burlington Coat Factory, Sprouts is here, Steinmart, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, it's over here on the left-hand side. So, and even an In-N-Out, I forgot about the In-N-Out here, In-N-Out Burger. So if you're a fan of In-N-Out, that is right over here. Okay, this street here is Grand Canyon. This street breaks up so many times. It is a popular street in different parts of the valley, but it breaks up so many times you can't even take it north to south. So I'm not gonna actually take you on all of that. But here we're entering Pecole Ranch, as you can see right here on the left-hand side. This is not a gated community, but they just have that designating this being Pecole Ranch. Again, very well-established neighborhood, nice wide streets, even have a bike lane here. So a lot of good features that make this a nice neighborhood. As you can see, well, you may not be able to see, there are some neighborhoods that are gated. Some neighborhoods that are guard gated. So if those things are important to you, let me know and I can find the appropriate home for you. Over here to our right hand side is, I believe it is an elementary school or a middle school. Clarence Peugeot Academy of International Studies, it says. Don't know much about it because we don't have kids, but it is there, and if you do have kids, it's there. Got another roundabout here. Got to make sure people don't hit you. So if I were to go all the way around this roundabout to our left, that would take us to Charleston. I pointed that out to you as well. That was Apple Drive. But we'll go down here into a neighborhood so you can kind of see what Pecole Ranch looks like. This whole area is Pecole Ranch. Off to our left and right is a park that goes all the way through. All right, let's head over here to the right. If we would go straight ahead there, that would be Fort Apache again. So if you're following along at home, you kind of know. So let's go down here, show you what the homes kind of look like. Again, you know, even if you're not moving out here, you have no plans to or anything like that, I think it's kind of fun and interesting to see what other neighborhoods look like in other cities. Again, we like a lot of cities in Europe, so it's real interesting to just kind of see daily life and, you know, what people's homes and, you know, yards and all that stuff kind of looks like. Again, these homes were built in the early to mid 90s, so they kind of have that look. And if you notice, there is not a lot of grass because they've had a program through the years that they give you credit for turning your landscape into desert landscaping. If people want the green, so to speak, like this house here still has grass. They have a little patch of grass and that's fine to them. But what people will do is if they want the grass look, they'll just put in AstroTurf. And these days, there's one right there. These days, the AstroTurf looks so real that it really looks really nice. So yeah, you can see the homes here in Pecole Ranch. Pretty much every street kind of looks like this. And these style of homes. Some have 3-car garage, some have 2, and it just, it just really depends. Heritage Estates. That almost looks like almost looks like the big sign. Was it Hillsdale or something in Back to the Future? Something like that. Straight ahead is Canyon Gate. We have a green light and this guy's not going, so he's freaking me out thinking that there's a car coming. Over here, Chicago Pizza Company is over here. This is Village Square. So here we are back at Sahara and Fort Apache. Off to the left over there on the that corner, as you can see, there'll be an Albertsons in there, so that's some of the grocery shopping for this area. So this here street is Lake North. Most of these homes here were built in like the late 80s. When Vegas was expanding to the west, they first built Spanish Trails, which we went on the outside of it. It's a gated community as well. And then from there, they kind of came up to this area called the Lakes and started building homes over here. There are some actual condo units over here as well, but you can kind of see the style here that's a little bit more on the 80s side. You've got some of the homes that look a lot like Pecole Ranch. So that's kind of the style. And then we'll dip into this street first before we hit the proper lakes area. This technically is all the lakes. As you can see, the street is called Waterview. But at least you can kind of get an idea of some of the homes in here. But a lot of people have updated their homes. Some people have lived here for as long as the home has been here. So it really depends on the home and whether they've upgraded things in the past and don't have those fluorescent lights in the 80s style kitchens and whatnot. Now look at this straight ahead. Straight ahead here. Do you see that pristine blue water? I know you do. These are the lakes. Very expensive homes, but there are some reasonably priced homes in here. But those ones are probably not going to be the best of conditions. Just because if they are a lower price in this neighborhood, then they're probably not that great. You can see how well established this neighborhood is. It's very quiet in this neighborhood. And if you want to live in this neighborhood, it is guard-gated community. And watch out, Seagull. I know I'm interrupting your lunch, but I have to go. All right, buddy. I think, as I was saying earlier, I think I should get out on foot and show you the lakes up close. Let's go. Now, would you ever think that this part in Las Vegas even existed? This is the lakes, not Lake Las Vegas. These are the lakes. I've had people say, oh no, that looks like Huntington Harbor, Huntington Beach, Orange County, California. It is not. Homes in here can range from median to, as you can tell, multi-million-dollar homes over here. But very nice to just even come over here and take a look and enjoy the view. How cool is this? These have been here since about the late 80s, early 90s. And it's a beautiful spot here in Las Vegas. You would never even know. Well, Well, everybody, that's going to do it for this edition of Movie Mondays for zip code 89117. If you've ever thought about buying or selling here in Las Vegas, you know who to call. Your 5-star Google-rated realtor right here in Las Vegas, who's been here over 12 years. We invite you to subscribe to J&K Stay in Vegas. Also, hit a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it and you got some use out of it. And take it one step further, turn on bell notifications. That'll alert you to all our new videos, Movie Mondays, our live streams, all that stuff. So much good stuff on our J&K Stay in Vegas channel. You definitely don't want to miss it. So turn on those bell notifications. That'll alert you to all of our new videos. All right, everybody, until the next one, stay safe and stay silly. Bye-bye, everybody.